Good evening and welcome to Sharpen, the leadership series for women. Can you handle the pressure? I'm Septembra Williams.
And I'm Maria Dockins. Thanks for joining us today. We wanted to talk a little bit today about kind of our strengths and also kind of some mistakes we've made in our leadership career and lessons learned.
Powerful.
So, yeah. So,
Okay, so
let's start off.
Maria, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay,
if
great.
you don't mind.
Yep.
So the first thing I want to ask you is, what do you believe your strength is as a leader?
Good question. I think, first of all, leadership kind of came to me slowly. I don't know that I recognized myself as a leader at the beginning of my career. I was always kind of a hard worker, and that was my strength. I was able to align myself with great people who really encouraged me and gave me freedom to build myself and build my skill set. So I think that's what got me where I am today. But now that I've been in leadership for a while, I honestly think one of my greatest strengths that maybe does not come easy to a lot of people is that I'm a risk taker. So, in my professional career, a lot of people working in my office, they quickly realize they have to get comfortable with my level of risk. So we talked a little bit about sometimes what's the saying, perfection kills progress. So I don't need it to be perfect. I am willing to just try it, to
jump
just
right
jump
in.
That's kind of what this is, right?
Yes, absolutely.
We're like, I don't
Jump
know.
it in.
I told you I was nervous. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but let's just give it a shot. And see
Yes,
what happens.
absolutely. And look
Right?
at the beauty already.
Yeah. So I think that's one of my greatest strengths. How about you?
Okay. I believe that one of my greatest strengths is the fact that I am a visionary, and I believe anything is possible. When I say anything, I truly mean anything. So not only can I see it, but I also can implement it. And so a lot of times you have people that can only see it, and then you have other people that help you implement it, but I can do both. And so now generally what happens after that is that I move on to the next project.
Right.
But,
like most true visionaries.
yes, absolutely. So, all right, I got this going. I'm going to move on to the next. Y'all got it? Okay, great.
Right.
But I do believe that is probably my biggest strength. And I too am a risk taker, and I don't accept no for an answer. I'm always trying to find another way around it. So if this is a hurdle for me, I don't actually see it as a hurdle. I just see it as, I just need to change my direction. And so I do believe that that's my strength.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because I remember when I first met you, I went to one of your all-staff meetings. It was when you were introducing sales partners and all of us. And I think your theme that year was all things are possible.
Oh, yes, that was a thing.
And I love that, because I feel that way too.
Absolutely.
And it is that if point A doesn't work, there's
absolutely. And if I don't believe it, who else is going to believe
Right.
it? So it's so funny. I do remember that. You're right. All things are possible.
Yeah.
We still say that too.
Yes, I believe
But it was really
I
that way.
believe it. And I think
Yes.
that's what kind of further cemented that you and I are very like-minded. in
Oh,
that way.
we're totally like-minded.
Yeah.
How important do you believe is it to surround yourself with people that are better in your areas of improvement?
Yeah, no, for sure. We, in our office, we started this thing a couple years ago called EOS, and part of that is you do kind of have to recognize what is your role. And it was a lot of soul searching, but I did recognize that my role in our company is as the visionary.
Yes.
Because I do have 20 good ideas, or 20 ideas, not all good.
Right.
I have 20 ideas.
Right.
And I do have to surround myself with people that can help me discern what are the good ones and what aren't the good ones.
Okay.
And then with the implementation of
Okay.
that. So I have a person in my office, Kelly, and she knows who she is. And
Hey, Kelly.
she's my integrator. So what that means is she makes sure the work gets done.
Gotcha.
And I'm not a detail oriented
Okay,
person.
I was going to ask you about
yeah,
that.
and I'm not. And I think probably when I worked with Chuck, he was more the visionary, and I was his integrator, and I think I did a great job helping him implement his vision. But that it really is not my true self.
Gotcha.
It's not where I flourish, right?
Okay.
Because I, like you, have all these ideas, and I get bored quickly.
Yes.
So I need to be surrounded by people that can say, okay, if this is what you want to do, we have to take these 20 steps, and I'm going to make sure they all get done.
Right.
Where I might do 1, 3, 7, and 20. So definitely surrounding myself with those great, detailed people that love and thrive in that has been critical.
Excellent. And it's the reason why you are so successful today. Which is so good. We have another section of questions. It's your turn, though.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you, what are some of the mistakes you've made in your path to leadership?
Oh, wow.
Or lessons learned?
Do we have time? I make mistakes daily.
Right.
And a lot of times I make a lot of mistakes in my mind because I always want to do what I feel like I need to do in that moment. Yeah. And that may not be the right thing to do in that moment. So the mistake number one. But I truly, truly believe that I look at mistakes as lessons and focus on the fact that if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have learned certain things. So I try not to focus on the fact that it's a mistake, but focus on the fact that it was a lesson. And usually in situations like that, it always turns out for my good, even when it doesn't seem like it's for the good in that moment.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
What about you?
I agree. So I think I too have made a million mistakes, and you and I were talking about most mistakes are correctable. Believe it or not.
Absolutely.
And I tell that to my team. I'd rather you try and make a mistake than not try.
I totally agree.
Because you do learn so much from the mistake, and that's where they're going to grow and flourish. I'd say my biggest mistake when I really think big picture is that I don't react quick enough. So if I know I'm going down the wrong path, or my intuition is telling me telling me something, my fear in making a decision, I think that's been my biggest mistake. I have to recognize to trust my instinct, and to pivot sooner than later.
Yeah, that's great.
Like learning to pivot, I think is important.
I'm a great pivoter because I like things, and so probably a mistake on my end, because I think there are pros and cons to both sides. Mine would be moving too fast, instead of not moving fast enough. Like I can move quickly, but is that the right time to move? Sometimes I need to probably fall back a little bit, and I have people that are around me that I'm able to kind of like just kind of bounce things off of them and say, okay, hey, am I moving too fast right now? That they can see it differently, because I do see it differently. So I think what you said is so crucial and very profound, because we have to learn how to trust ourselves. And I always tell people all the time, especially in leadership, once you make a decision, even if it's not the right decision at that moment, you still have to go with it. Because the worst thing that you can do is make a decision and then try to change based off of you thinking that it's not the right decision right now. Just go with it. And sometimes you just have to deal with what that is. And I think that is so crucial.
I'm a people pleaser, and
so see, I am not.
I know. I wish I was better at that, but I have. And I'm still not good at it, but I have to give myself a pep talk sometimes. And I'll have to be like, make the hard decision, like I know what the right decision is, but I know it's going to hurt people. Absolutely. And I struggle with that. And I have to just, like I said, kind of give myself a pep talk in my head that that's your job, is to make the hard decisions.
And sometimes people don't realize that you not making the decision can cause more chaos by taking too long to make the decision. And so you, like I said, you have to trust yourself. You trust yourself. You are in this position for a reason. You are stronger than you think you are. You are more powerful. You're more wise than you think you are, and that should be enough.
This is the counseling I love you give me.
I know, we have such good times. I'm just so glad that you guys can share in it. This is us all the time.
But it's a hard lesson to learn to trust yourself.
It is. But once you start, it's like you're practicing. Once you start trusting yourself more, it becomes easier and easier. And then your self-doubt will disseminate a lot more.
Right.
So, yeah.
And I hope that the people around me know that when I do make a decision, I
Yes.
am making it for the right reason. You know, and I think they do. They trust me, and I know your team trusts you in that. And that's huge. To have
and you're gonna have to let them trust you.
Yeah.
You know, you don't owe an explanation. They're there with you because they do trust you and they do believe in you.
Right.
And so you just have to start believing in yourself.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, do you think that's enough for today?
I think we tackled some really tough topics here. So we are hoping that you learned something from this and that you also are learning to trust yourself as a leader. If not, hit us up on our Facebook page. We have a blog coming out soon. And so we're really excited about helping you transition into the leader that you are so destined to become. So until next time, we'll see you again.
See you later
on Sharpen. Bye.